See, we all knew all of this, especially about Hansi flick Barca side when they had to come back from when they are down. They are not here is if Hansi flick Barca side no can take advantage when it is right there for them to pick up. And that was what today's game essentially offered them. There are some 5 separate new things that I think all of us should have learned from Hansi, data flick, and in the football club Barcelona side, their win against Real Sociedad in a huge game. Our Spanish La Liga. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Markani several times. This is our best plays of football analysis on the field, off the field, post-match, pre-match analysis. It does not get any better than it is ours on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Do you know the nice thing and the best thing about Hansi when it comes to analysis? Make actual. Once you enjoy the analysis, you make money. You make good money. I say we give you the best bet codes to win good money. I say, until someone subscribe to the channel, then I don't know what you're doing. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notification. In the notification turn on show, do choose all, just so anytime that there is content in here, you are first to have it on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. It's a big conversation. Let me say a big thank you to the people who have made the show a possibility. First off, Yesumo Spare Parts Dealership Shop. The best place for spare parts is Yesumo. So, spare parts pa correct one. And you can be juma mau na amau kano a cleaner. Yesumo, especially those latest cars. Yesumo Spare Parts Dealership Shop. Of course, open Tarian Atoria. Then I have another person for you. But the kanji Yesumo number is 059-313-8221. And a Yesumo number. Just quickly call Yesumo right now, or I'll be so kind and go and see him. He'll take care of you. Of course, open Tade that it's MOB clothing. No more to do a flower station over to do. No, call them 0200-668-708 668-708. Michelle, call MOB right now. Yesterday, Madrid played in the Madrid derby. It was a game where, for every connoisseur and analyst and bookmaker of the game, the conversation was that, okay, some match will be a test of where Madrid are, projects now. Some match will be a test of where Xabi Alonso is as a coach of Madrid at Jumano. And I have particularly said, watch Madrid at Jumoma this season under Xabi Alonso. He has done some of the most simple things. Simple things in the sense that Madrid already has quality, but then find the balance in the team. Balance in the sense that born a year borrow. Madrid for no Mbappe or more Vinicius Junior, Dean Heighton or Militao or Arda Güler, all of these quality players. But what Madrid don't seem to have had in recent times is the balance in the team. And that's exactly what Xabi Alonso came in and did. And your friend that is what Xabi Alonso brought into this Real Madrid side, to be able to get a balance in the team, to be able to make sure that he get the best out of the team, but not also making it at the expense of other faces. Say your strength and the attack, now you create chances, as goals, Mbappe, more, I impose your win matches. Let us do it. But in all of that, let us also not to lose track. Say, defending physically, and we need duels, young counter press. It's also going to lead to us conceding goals, and it's going to affect us. And for me, that was the best thing that football club, Real Madrid, of course, and that Xabi Alonso could do in terms of the management of Omoboy throughout the season start here. But it was a big one, right? Omo against Atletico de Madrid in a derby game. In a game where everybody knows, it says, one shiny, you are going to be in trouble. Certainly well, say, and for all of them now, Madrid for now, in recent times, Madrid had always struggled when they go away to go and play our Spanish La Liga in the Madrid derby. So it was always going to be a big deal. Could they have gone into it and gotten the success? And it was a huge one. Before Senior Cosa gave him, now on the Spanish La Liga table, Madrid for were leading football club Barcelona by 2 points because Robert Canabas have won the camp draw. And after some boss draw, the big question was, can Madrid get the job done against Team your friend Atletico de Madrid or they are not going to be able to get a job done against them. It was a very, very big question for them. And it was not successful. It was a night where there is Mbappe, there is Vini Jr., there is Arda Güler, and all of those superstars of the Real Madrid team, the best player on the night was Abrante Julian Alvarez. Alvarez took the game by the scruff of its neck, hold on to the game, scored quality goals, created goals. He didn't just score. He created that goal from a brand new friend Alexander Solo. He got that goal from that set play, from open play, and also put your friend Atletico de Madrid back in contention when they were down. And that was a game where a brand new friend Julian Alvarez showed himself. Said, Ebi Albebo Mbappe Dinya Cheno, Ebi Albebo Vini Dinya Cheno, Ebi Albeka said these are players that are quality that don't know Abrante friend Julian Alvarez. But for him, in all of these games, he can also hold on and be part of the quality players and that's exactly what the job is team friend football club Madrid. By the time you game now Atletico de Madrid for winning game by 5-2. Final goal being scored by Abrante friend Antoine Griezmann for the game. Now that meant that it was as we were in the sense that still 2 points. Madrid have more games than Barcelona, but then Barcelona now have an advantage. Some of the Real Sociedad at home, and once they do play in that game, they have a chance of either going into the conversation to go on top of the Spanish La Liga with 1 point, and now say they are going to drop points, and then Madrid will still have the advantage. And you see, one of the things I kept on saying is one of the things that will affect the Spanish La Liga this season is how long, if Madrid keep lead now, they will hold on to the league for. Because last season, Madrid were on the lead. They led the Spanish La Liga for longer than this. They were on top until they began to drop points, and then Football Club Barcelona began to crawl its back. In fact, even at some points last season, Atletico de Madrid were on top of the Spanish La Liga until Barcelona began to get their points from them, and almost Atletico de Madrid for and drop a point. So this was such a big game for Hansi Flick team. The next thing, and I say, you see, Hansi Flick team have played in games where you're down by 1-0, and it happened in this game. We'll talk about it. You're down by 2-0, you're down by say, and they've not got like team by several times. I can say, the mentality of Hansi Flick and the man here top, and one cramp now, you shouldn't be worried. And that's the thing. That is the beauty of what Hansi Flick is building, to the extent that today, only Barcelona didn't come up. Now Barcelona sharing one. Barcelona say, Charlie, I mean, these things here several times. The players have gone through it to the extent that they understand that this is their strength mentally. No matter how difficult it gets, they're able to come back into the game and then get the results that they want. And that was the thing. But what they had not seen before is taking an advantage of a situation. And today, it presented it to them in that game against Real Sociedad. But the funny thing is that Ushe Barca starting line up. Now, they had two things that happened to them. First one, there was good news for Abrante friend Lamine, Yamal, Ibanez, Nazraoui, because just before the game, Barca hand on it tweet, he said he had been cleared medically and he is fit to go on and play against your friend of Real Sociedad. Again, there was also the very first time in the Spanish La Liga for Barca, for young sensational, your friend draw Fiifi-Manfred. Charlie, if you say that you want players that are more press resistant, now Hansi Flick say, okay, meaning say Pedri bebo, meaning say, Frankie de Jong bebo. And after the injury of Femi Lopez, and it what happened with Marc Casado last weekend, freedom for him to start a branch your friend draw in the middle tells you that Hansi Flick knows exactly what he was doing. Danny Olmo keeps messing up the opportunities of the man this season. He changed it and he started with a branch your friend draw. So Barca went into the game with Jules Koundé, Ronald Araujo, Andreas Christensen, because he wanted to rest Abrante friend Pau Kubasi, Gerardo Martin, Dro Fernandez, Frankie de Jong, Pedri Gonzalez, and up top Rooney Baggy, Robert Lewandowski, and Abrante your friend Marcus Rashford. What was the idea? The idea was that these are players who are hungry. It's an opportunity for you to impose yourself in the matches and show who is watching you, say you are good enough, and then you'll be able to play for team your friend of Football Club Barcelona. Now, it didn't get off to a good start. It was in the first half of Barcelona for the concede in a rather unfortunate fashion. And again, it meant that Barca were back to the same place again. The same place they were when they played against Levante. The same place they were when they played against Mallorca. The same place they have been several times this season when they played in the Spanish La Liga and even in Europe. They were back there again and questions were being asked of them. Can you now dig deep again when you don't have Ferran Torres on the field of play? When you don't have a Daniel Mo on the field of play? When you have only the start of a Lewandowski, there is no Rafinha, there's Lamine Yamal who's also on the bench. Can you now get a job done? And last week, there's something I was telling Richardo. Say the best thing that Barca have this season, and yet the ability to just come back. Because last season there were times they were coming back. It is not a mental strength because last season they had a mental strength. But I think Barca have gone to phase two. Phase two in the sense that now Football Club Barcelona airborne games are. You don't have to depend on just Lamine, just Rafinha, just Lewandowski, Ferran Torres, or even Daniel Mo, maybe a branch of Femi Lopez. You need those two key core going Fiifi-Manfred and Frankie de Jong and a branch of Pedri Gonzalez to control the game and then leave the rest for the people. I will give no order because now they have players that can deliver. So when Barca went down by a goal to 0, it was about, okay, time in Barca better can. It happened against Real Oviedo. It happened against Levante. It happened against a couple of other teams of Football Club Barcelona and Mabo, who essentially is somebody on mobile. Barca want to come from behind. How was it going to be like this time? See, Hansi Flick is a pure German. And Nia Flick is clear about how, and it shows exactly how much of a proper German he is. Germans are very, very disciplined. They are German in Libya, is hinged first on discipline. And two, the teamwork. You need that telepathic thing in a team. You don't have to build a team individualistic. And that's something that he has done. The reason why today Dro can come and play and he will deliver. Rashford can come and play and he will deliver. Lewandowski will come from the bench and will deliver. And then Rafinha and Lamine Yamal what's the bench is that Hansi Flick has built a team having the strengths that say when you want my Weibo. So when you are available at Weibo, and in all of that, if it comes together, the team will be able to be successful. That is where Football Club Barcelona have got into. Because Sociedad, where they got that equalizer from, a goal from a branch of friend, Jules Koundé, somebody who has essentially scores a lot of goals out of nowhere. And Albert Cassini say, oh, Barca board at most of the times, only maybe I go to club free about and on how Barca is. So when he says that, I can't understand him. Or say I told him not sure Barca football matcher. He doesn't even know where the goals are going to come from. Onim say Rafinha nebeshe, Onim say Koundé nebeshe, Onim say Juan nebeshe. But by the time you play the game, you know, na Football Club Barcelona share match, and they've gotten the results of the match now. On personal ball. I mean, this time it was big. Take advantage. Who take advantage? Next week, over Champions League. Over Champions League, over one more league. And now let Madrid come and chase, because what has happened this season is that Barca has been chasing. Madrid has not chased. Madrid at the top, they've done fairly okay. It's not been too flamboyant. It's not being too perfect. But then again, in all of that, you've seen that Football Club Barcelona have chased fairly okay, because when they go down, they get a result. When they go down, they get a result. What we had not seen them do is to take advantage of a situation available to them. Now, put Madrid in the situation that you have been in, that you fared well, and let's see they'll be able to fare well. And that's exactly what Barcelona did, eh? To be able to put Madrid in that situation, to get the job done against Real Sociedad in a game like that. Yes, Real are not in a perfect place. If you look at their former manager who has left the club to go abroad to go and coach her, he was from the Rayo Academy. That's what they do. Whether players or coaches, even athletic club, for all of them, they like local boys to lead, whether on the field of play or whether in the dugout or whatever. I don't know, boys. So what happened was that the old coach is not there. They've promoted a category C coach to come back in there and come and be the coach for the number as the number one coach. Our team, your friend Rayo Vallecano. It was always going to be difficult for him. It was always going to be difficult for him, and it was for team your friend Rayo Vallecano when you're playing against team your friend Football Club Barcelona, and with everything that was at stake for Barcelona, it was never going to be easy for Rayo Vallecano or Real Sociedad for them to be able to compete and play against team your friend Football Club Barcelona. But then in the first half, when they got a goal, Jules Koundé equalizer, it gave Barcelona that confidence. Then in the second half, the return of the star boy, Lamine, Yamal, Ibanez, Nazraoui. Like we said several times, a lot of people understand the quality that comes with star boy, Again, a trademark finish of the right hand side, cutting onto the favorite foot, and then letting everybody understand, say, born or not Lamine Yamal, Ibanez, Nazraoui. And so, just before the game started, Lamine had the Copa Trophy in Betray. From the Ballon d'Or, everybody has come to accept, say, one day, if things go as they are going, Lamine Yamal will win the Ballon d'Or. So it's a motivation for him to come and work hard and then get the Ballon d'Or. Having been cleared from injury, showing the Copa Trophy to Ubia, and then coming back to come and playing football and getting a goal is essentially the perfect return for Arbentia friend Lamine Yamal, Ibanez, Nazraoui. And he is literally, Barca want to go to man any day when it comes to the quality of playing. Now I'm saying, if you look at everything that's going on there, FC Barcelona on fire, Oshe, Arbentia, your friend, Robert Lewandowski, the impacts in the game, how well he played. After the game, Hansi Flick has said something. There's something I want to say at the end to Flick and the Barca team, and I will liken it to one other team, or in the same trajectory of Barcelona and what has happened to them in recent times. I'll say that very soon. But listen to Hansi. Hansi said Dani Olmo didn't have any physical problems. We wanted to rest him for Paris Saint-Germain, according to him. And like I said, the biggest strength of Football Club Barcelona is that for the team, for them, it's about the team strength and not just individuals. If manager believes okay, match be one man, he won't put too much stress on it. He will do exactly that. Now, Hansi Flick say when Pedri is on the field, there he is everywhere. He defends, he wins the ball, he recovers a lot. He is important to us, but not just him. There are others as well. Then Pedri knows very well where he needs to position himself to get a job done. And I've said it several times here. Say, these are deep line playmakers in common, CMs in common, and you want to liken them with DMs. One of the things that they probably will not be the best at is the physical side of that job. But one of the things that Pedri Gonzalez have proven to be better with is the fact that he understands positioning without the ball. And that's exactly what he does well. Almost every time Arbentia, your friend, Pedri Gonzalez always wants to position himself at the right place, at the right time to make sure that he wings the ball back. And make sure to say, we need ball back for Tima, your friend of Football Club Barcelona. He has done it severally in almost every game. And there, your friend Pedri Gonzalez does it, and then does it very, very well. Hansi Flick saying, this is the situation now, but it is good that this happens so we can put some pressure on Real Madrid. That's exactly what I said. Who are opponents behind us? That's exactly what I kept on saying. This was an opportunity for Hansi Flick to put Madrid phone behind them and say, come and chase us. Also, chasing. If truly you can come in and come and chase us. We have done it by chasing you and you have to catch up. It's a long haul in the echo. Can you also chase us and get the job? Now, Hansi Flick went and he says, all the players are giving their best. And I feel very proud. The important thing is that we keep doing things right. Tomorrow, we will be ready to focus on Paris Saint-Germain. That's what Hansi Flick is saying. Baby, season, now maybe the focus is on Paris Saint-Germain. Now maybe they want to make sure, say, at the end of the day, it's about Paris Saint-Germain focus. That's where they want to play the football, and that's where they want to make sure, say, now they are getting the results in. But that is where they want to make sure, at the end of the day, Paris Saint-Germain, Hansi Flick, or say, Drew is a player with great talent. It's good to have this type of footballer to manage the minutes of the rest. Charlie Drew is a good player. So Pedri is special. He's a great player. Spoke about him after the game. Drew spoke to the media. So I think Sociedad played a good match, and we had 2 chances to seal the game. But I think Sociedad came to play, scored an early goal, and then executed their style very well. In the end, we are very happy for the win. It's a tough match, but then we came out as a team and got a job. And it's what everybody of Barcelona. Everybody keeps on talking about team. And that's exactly what it is. Of course, Lamine Yamal came on and then showed everybody why at age 18, he is in the conversation for Ballon d'Or among some of the older players. Be to say, eventual winner Ousmane Dembele, and all of those players. That's exactly what Arbentia your friend Lamine Yamal is given to Football Club Barcelona. And then on an important evening where Barca had to make sure they go on and then get the results done. That's exactly what they've done. That is, I mean, it's a professional job. And I say, see, as I or Barca one, almost games one, they do the professional things. Almost instead of over elaborate on things, they just get a job done. In the top 5 leagues this season, most touches on the ball, Pedri. Most accurate passes, Pedri. Most accurate passes in opponent half, Pedri. Most accurate passes in the final third, Pedri. Most recoveries, Pedri, Gonzalez. These are the 3 players that, I mean, all across Europe, upper top leagues, no, midfielder on the ball, all year, Jumani and Pedri Gonzalez. Jules Koundé, after the game, says, we are in a good form. I think that after the last international break, we took a step forward in terms of performance and also result. He goes and says, yes, happy with the goal. Marcus pass was great. The ball was good for Marcus. I think it's important to equalize before the break. And after that, we knew things were going to get complicated when they come back from the Frankie de Jong, who for me is obviously one of my best Football Club Barcelona players. In as much as people speak a lot about Pedri Gonzalez, Frankie de Jong went on and then he says that Frankie de Jong versus Real Sociedad, 111 touches, 100 passes, 2 long balls, 5 duels won, and 100% aerial duels won for Abrantier friend Frankie de Jong. I mean, on the nights where Barca wanted to know how it's going to do, Andreas Christensen deserves also a lot of credit. My only worry right now for Barcelona, and it's you see, this is exactly what Liverpool were doing in the English Premier League when the season started. It got to a point where you play against a very, very dangerous team that you don't get to come back. Or maybe they get to score you at a time where you don't get to have enough time to turn the tire around. That is where Barca are going to be in a lot of trouble. I think that Barca would have to find ways to impose themselves in matches, kill it off also earlier, just so it doesn't get too complicated for them. But then apart from that, there's a lot of congratulations to Football Club Barcelona and then how good they have been. And now they've gone back to the top of the Spanish La Liga. However you look at it, however you see it, however you want to discuss it, it is Barca who are right there after match week 7 and 1 more game to go for the last international break for the year of the Lord 2025. That's exactly how it's going to be like. But there you go. They have it. They've done the very, very good job when it comes to the quality of play for Football Club, your friend of Barcelona, and the job that they've done over there. Of course, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much. So choosing. So subscribe to the channel now. Subscribe to the channel if you've been sold it. Make sure say in the subscription of the channel, you've turned on notification. In the notification channel, you choose it all just so anytime there's content, you are first to have it. Or I say on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Until then, do take care. Bye bye. See you. Adios. Yeah, come on, boy. Am I sure let's pray? 24 minutes.